know this guy, James Tellerico, the guy in Texas, he's running for Senate, right?
Yeah.
So I just want to play you a clip of what he said back in, I guess, 2021. He was confronted with it. And this is among many other things he said. But check this one out.
21, in a speech during debate over transgender issues, you said, God is non-binary. What did you mean by that?
Well, I think I was being intentionally provocative with that statement. But what it means is that God can't be defined by human categories. The Apostle Paul, in his letter to the Galatians, says that in Christ there is neither male nor female. I'm always going to stand up for Texans who are being picked on by the most powerful, most corrupt politicians in the country. And I'm going to continue doing that in this race and hopefully in the U.S. Senate.
You call it intentionally provocative. Do you regret describing it that way or talking about God that way?
There are some statements that I've made that I certainly regret. There are statements that I've made where I've missed the mark. I'll be the first to admit that. But Ken Paxton is intentionally clipping my cringy comments to distract from his career of corruption. Ken Paxton.
Okay, so this is interesting. First of all, he didn't quite say God is non-binary, which means that he doesn't have human forms. I agree that God doesn't have a need for genitals, right? I mean, why would he?
Yeah.
He's not planning to mate with anybody. So, God is not in human forms. But that's not what he said. He said that God has 6 genders. So, and he's all of the 6 genders. Well, okay, if you're saying that, even if you're saying non-binary, you're saying that you can define him in a sexual sense.
Yeah.
Right? In a sexual preference sort of sense. And that is wrong.
Yeah.
Right? So you obviously tried to get provocative, to use your own words, for the purpose of making clear to the far left that you are one of them.
Yeah.
And that you wanted to distort the Bible to fit your, worldview about sexuality, and that's super important.
Right.
So don't be so cringy. It is cringy. And then he, of course, turns on to say to Paxton, well, Paxton is a criminal of some kind, and he's corrupt, and okay, dude, you're giving us a very clear signal of where you're going to be if, God forbid, you become a senator of the great state of Texas.
Yeah.
And you're going to lean in to this transgender stuff. Okay, let's make that clear. And then the vegan thing. Look, I'm a vegan myself. Although I will have fish. I call myself a pesca vegan.
Yeah.
But I don't eat meat, don't eat dairy, don't eat eggs even. But I don't begrudge anybody for having meat. I don't want to force that upon anybody.
Right.
That's your business.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't care. Eat what you want to eat. I've had lunches and dinners with plenty of my conservative friends who eat prime rib right in front of me. Fine.
Yeah.
Their impression of vegans is not the conservatives, but is that somehow we're all like offended by the very presence of meat. We're not.
Yeah.
Okay. I the fact I'm not contributing to cruelty to animals, great. Okay, I'm cool with that. But this is for me, baby.
Yeah.
I think it's healthier.
Right.
My numbers are much better than ever. I don't take any prescription pills. But find your own way. À chacun son goût. To each their own taste, I say. This is not for me to impose on anybody. But this guy, is telling everyone, you got to be vegan. He had a vegan campaign, then promptly started eating, beef or barbecue. Like, at least I'm consistent.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been vegan-ish, I guess,
right,
since 1994 now. So
wow,
32 years.
Yeah,
I'm very proud of that.
Yeah,
I stuck with something.
Yeah,
that and the almost 23 years I'm with my wife, I stuck with her, and she, more importantly, she stuck with me.
Yeah,
but this guy, he's such a fraud.
Yeah,
and he's appealing to God and the biblical nature of his campaign. And he's able to quote a couple lines. And Billy Graham, the younger one, who's the son, not Billy Graham.
Grant
Graham or something like that. Anyway, he takes
Billy Joe Bob
Tellerico apart. Take a listen to what he has to say.
Franklin Graham wrote a number of other things about this particular candidate. He said in 2021, this same Democratic candidate opposed a bill to ban men from women's sports, saying that God is non-binary. Here's how Franklin Graham concluded, he said, "Don't be deceived by wicked politicians spouting lies like this." And so, a reminder too, just as we navigate these things, this can be very frustrating, but what we see in Ephesians 6, we are in a spiritual battle. It is not a battle between flesh and blood. It is very easy to get mad at a candidate or a person. You need to pray, because these are ideas that, again, are deeply spiritually rooted in people, and you need goodness in the Lord, obviously, to root that out of people. And that happens by praying for people who are spouting these lies.
Okay, so I agree with him 100% about this.
Yeah.
It is a spiritual battle.
Yeah.
And Franklin Graham, that was the name apparently. So I really do like him. I've heard him before, and I think he's just right on target. And I love his father, Billy Graham. He was amazing.
Yeah.
And he's really taken the mantle very nicely. Anyway, speaking about Tellerico,
Yeah.
this guy is saying God is non-binary to suggest that there's no. Well, why would you say that?
Yeah.
Other than to say that, therefore, let's let men in women's sports.
Right.
Therefore, let's let men in women's locker rooms, for that matter,
Yeah.
and bathrooms. So you're conflating the spiritual side of God and what God means with the actual physical side of the human flesh.
All right.
And those are very different things. And we know the game you're playing.
Yeah.
So look, the devil will always, and I mean this in the kind of a broad sense, evil, let's put it this way, it will always mask itself as good.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it?
Right.
That evil, the very essence of evil is to deceive.
Yeah.
So it will lie, and it will pretend as part of that lie that it is good.
Yeah.
And Tellerico is doing exactly that. He's playing the book just right there.
Yeah.
Lying to you right and left about everything. So I worry for Texas. Not so much that I'm worried that he'll win, Tellerico. I think that Paxton will win, but I'm worried that they actually throw this guy out and think that he's a reasonable candidate.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll just have to see. Then speaking about non-reasonable, crazy candidates, we've got, what's his name? Graham Platner.
Yeah.
Now, Platner is this guy from Maine that has decided that, we played him a couple of clips last week where he was kind of, dissing on Chris Kyle, the great sharpshooter who was the subject of American Sniper. That is so offensive. And then he also somehow claims that, he's very proud of talking about how he pleasures himself in porta potties, in various different public centers. It was weird. And he makes it seem as if it's about his past long ago, like we're bringing up something that he did when he was a teenager. No, it was like 4 years ago.
That's not good.
That's embarrassing, right?
Yeah, and there are people waiting too. Come on, like it's dirty, but how dirty are you going to make it, sir?
Look, I don't know why that would be like an appealing place. To do such a thing, right? Dude, really? This is your go-to place?
Yeah.
Not that anyone should be, celebrating that sort of behavior, but I'm simply saying, like, if you're gonna, geez Louise.
Yeah.
Do you not have your own bedroom at nighttime?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
Jeez. Anyway, very strange man. And the weird thing about it is that they're saying we've got to stop.
Yeah.
Susie Collins.
Yeah.
In Maine. Like, Susie Collins, of all the people, this is the person you got to stop. Right?
Yeah.
She votes with the Democrats like almost 50% of the time.
Really? It's
at
that
least
much?
40, at least
Wow.
40% of the time.
Okay. Yeah.
And she voted to impeach Trump.
Yeah.
Just as one of example. There are many other things that she did that were definitely not favorable to the Republicans, and on very big ticket items, like I just said, the repeal of Obamacare, I believe also she was against the repeal of that. So she's a weird duck.
Yeah.
You can even say she's a rhino if you like, and she probably is. But I think she's doing a great job for the Democrats.
Right.
But this is the campaign. We've got to stop.
Yeah.
Susie Collins.
Yeah. Especially with this guy who's
it's
just
weird. It's just a weird thing. let's take a listen to him now, because a lot of stuff is coming about his affairs. He's having all sorts of affairs and sexting with other women. And the wife, she's standing by her man.
Yeah.
And she's like okay with it. And she talks about somehow, well, we've talked about meditation and therapy, and he's dealing with his own therapist, and I'm dealing with my therapist, and we're dealing with the couple's therapist. These guys are doing a lot of therapy.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, nothing against therapy, but there comes a point where you say, hey, I might be spending so much time on therapy to fix this marriage based upon a man who clearly doesn't seem to be able to keep his you-know-what in his pants.
Yeah.
And I have to do therapy in order to resolve around that. I hope the therapist is saying, your husband is just garbage.
He's a whack job. Yeah.
He's a whack job.
Yeah.
And then the whole Nazi tattoo thing that he's got going on. But a lot of other things he's done.
Yeah.
And somehow Maine is going to perhaps vote him in.
Yeah.
This is a competitive race. Anyway, check it out.
Policy. Amy and I have a very loving and very happy marriage. They would very much like to try to rip that apart. They're going to come after us in every awful way that they possibly can. And we're just going to keep talking about the fact that the hospitals are closing, the fact that child care facilities are closing, the fact that teachers and nurses aren't paid enough, and the fact that everybody down here continues to work harder and longer and get less.
Okay, so he's not really saying more than, just barely addressing the issue of the crazed marriage that he has, and that the conservatives are trying to rip apart their marriage. No, we just don't want you being the senator of Maine.
Yeah.
We hope your marriage stays afloat. Okay, we hope you work it out through therapy, apparently.
Right.
I don't know why this woman would stay with him, but maybe she's doing it because of the campaign or whatever it is. I get that. You know, I can see that. It's nice in a way. But this marriage ain't going to last. I mean, come on. You're sexting with other women all the time and doing these strange things and celebrating, pleasuring yourself and saying horrible things about Chris Kyle and Israel for that matter. We talked about that last week.
Yeah.
He's a strange duck.
Yeah.
And this is the best you guys can present in Maine? Why? Why are you presenting this guy?
Yeah.
Strange man.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen?
I do not know. It is so up in the air, and the news cycle is like 20 minutes right now, and everything is going. I hope they stay away from that person, because if you're in therapy that much in so many different ways, maybe you have problems.
Yeah.
And go through it, work it out. And then when you've kind of settled yourself up and been like, maybe I can, keep it in my pants, like maybe
Yes.
then you can run again and have some ideas that help out the world. But right now,
we just don't know. Okay, so I want to move through to our theme right now, which is about why people believe in crazy things.
Yeah.
Okay. We talk a lot about TDS, Trump derangement syndrome, and it's a real thing.
Yeah.
I fully believe in it now, that it's a condition of the mind. And the question is, why do people believe in that? And it's not just TDS. I'm talking about cult followers, the followers of Charles Manson, for that matter. There's always a go-to there. Jim Jones in Guyana. And again, not just cults, but belief systems.
Yeah.
That even if they're not in a cult, they believe crazy things.
Yeah.
Most of the time, and this guy, not Tellerico, but
Graham. Or
Graham Platner.
Platner. Yeah.
He's a good example of that. He's got a deep voice,
a
good voice, right? But saying crazy things. And people want to follow him.
Yeah.
Now, it's a fascinating topic, and there's been a lot of research done on this, and it's coming out, I guess, in the past 10 years or so. Psychologically, people want so badly to follow a leader that it almost doesn't matter what he's saying. Do you follow me on this?
Yeah.
And Charles Manson is a good example. As long as they say it really confidently, and you feel like you're going on a mission with somebody, then they will follow you.
Yeah.
To the end of the day, and they can steal all your money, do all sorts of crazy things of you. It forces you to do crazy, even sexual acts.
Oh, yeah.
In order to continue on with the cult, as the case may be. Charles Manson is a great example of that. So long as it can make people feel like they're on a mission.
Oh, yeah.
That there's some purpose to their lives. And it just feels real good.
Yeah.
It releases some sort of endorphin to believe that. And it doesn't matter. You can have a Graham Platner. And now I'm speaking about the Democrat platform largely.
Yeah.
You know, you and I are talking all the time about how, well, this should be a conversion moment. This should be a fulcrum moment where people realize, wow, I've really been siding with the wrong people.
Yeah.
And we talk about Israel, right? We talk about how crazy they believe. You've got the Hassan Pikers of the world. They're very happy to follow him because, you know, he's handsome, he's young, he's very formidable, he's tall, I think, and he says things with great conviction.
Yeah.
And he's literally saying no facts whatsoever.
Yeah.
He's just saying the middle class is getting squeezed. There's a global warming issue. We've got to do something. Capitalism is not working. And he says it with great conviction.
Right.
So, okay, I'll follow you, Hassan. That's all you need, apparently.
Yeah.
And then in addition to that, they're not learning anything in the school. So there's this great vacuum in their heads where when they're told that the middle class is being squeezed, for example, and global warming is going to drown us all, they don't think for a moment, wait, that's kind of inconsistent with what I already know from high school.
Right.
Or college, for that matter. And they just don't, they move forward with this guy.
Yeah.
So I think we're seeing this a lot in the Democrat Party.
Oh, yeah.
I saw Tim Walz, I think it was, speaking about how America invented slavery. Okay, it's an American thing. It never happened before, and he's saying it very forcefully.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think Tim Walz is a very good leader. He doesn't evoke, any image of a leader in my mind. But nevertheless, he is echoing what a lot in the Democrat base are saying.
Yeah.
America started this slavery crap.
Yeah.
And you should believe that now. And if somebody like Tim Walz, who's a governor of a major state in America, is saying that, well, then he's giving you permission to say the same thing.
Yeah.
And so somebody else will say that. And what about slavery? And then you'll say, what about it? The response should be that if you think America started slavery because it had slavery, you might as well say that America invented horses.
Right.
Because there were horses in America.
Yeah.
There still are.
Yeah.
Therefore, America started with the invention of horses.
Yeah.
There's so many other examples I can give.
Yeah.
But it just ain't so. Their horses existed for thousands of years, tens of thousands of years, and that's a reality. But you just can't argue with these people. And the reason why you can't argue, I guess that's the point I'm making, is that the train has already left the station.
Yeah.
They've taken the mission baton. Somebody has given them a sense of mission. It doesn't matter what the truth is.
Right.
And this is why Christianity and Judaism are so great. They focus on truth. They don't focus on mission. There is a mission, of course. The mission might literally be, to go on a mission and to spread the good word of God and Jesus, in the case of Christianity.
Yeah.
Which is a great mission. But that's not what I'm talking about.
Right.
The mission is a worldview that allows you to ignore reality. That's what's happening in the Democrat Party. But the number one value in both Judaism and Christianity is truth.
Yeah.
That's why this whole notion where people try to say that the church was very resistant to Galileo and Copernicus and such like that is just not true. They weren't. They were very happy to just accept where the science led them. They were the true followers of science because that was the truth. That was a harking. If you can't, but if that's not important to you, if truth is not the first thing, and the first thing important to you is mission, then you'll follow anybody.
Yeah.
And that's why you and I as conservatives have this great frustration.
Right.
With these people who have taken the mission train, And we are saying, wow, why can't they understand? The facts are right there before them. They've got an iPhone. We keep on saying that, an iPhone or a smartphone that has Google and now AI. They can tell them everything they want.
Right.
Anything. Is it true that America invented slavery?
Yeah.
Go ask it. That's an easy prompt.
Yeah.
But they don't want to.
No.
Because if they asked that to AI, ChatGPT or Claude or whatever, or Google, they would get a response that they don't want to see.
Yeah.
So they won't even ask the question.
Yeah.
Mission is more important than truth.
Yeah.
Sad, right?
It really is sad. And that's one of the things I really take from listening to Alan Dershowitz a couple times, because he'll use it consistently, is the shoe on the other foot, where you say, okay, this is my perspective. This is my mission. Now the other people have opposing missions. How would I see the world that way? And let me put it, and it works great as a lawyer, but like being able to put, like, take your mission away and saying, let's put another mission on me and let's see how I'm going to think about it.
Yeah.
And it really opens up your world because it helps you decide from truth.
Yeah.
As the legal thing does when you have like the plaintiff and the defendant, where both sides have a point usually, but let's take, like, maybe they're 70% right and 30% right, but let's actually try to understand both sides. But they cannot understand both sides because truth is not their goal. It's control.
Right.
It's
a very good point. It's a very good point. And in law, as a lawyer, I can tell you, we have an expression, the truth always comes out in cross-examination.
Nice, yeah.
So somebody can spout a narrative that sounds beautiful. I loved her. I didn't know she was going to con me. She took all my money, and one by one, and yes, that check is a check I gave her. Yes, that's another check I gave her. And how did she use it? Well, I understand she used it to buy her own yacht. Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. And then the cross-examination comes, and the guy says, okay, you said before that this was for, in fact, you actually wanted her to have that because you said that you love her so much and you don't care where she spends the money.
Right.
And you actually told her to buy a yacht. Isn't that right, Mr. Smith? Well, yes. Well, I don't know about that. Well, here's an email where you said exactly that.
Right.
Okay? That's how truth comes out. You gotta push it against reality one way or the other. So we accept that when it comes to the courtroom.
Right.
But somehow when it comes to the perception of America itself, nobody pushes back.
No.
We do. I mean, you and I, of course, but we think we're having an argument. We think we're having a debate, but the other side is not interested in showing up at the debate.
No.
And because mission, again, is more important than truth.
Yeah.
When I discovered this, the fact that people will follow anything so long as it makes them feel really damn good, and that it satisfies something else psychologically within them, it depressed me.
Yeah.
Because as a lawyer, as somebody that is on a podcast, and I'm on Newsmax and Fox from time to time, and quite often actually, and I feel like, okay, we're making a case here.
Yeah.
Only to know that people don't care.
No.
That you could prove everything to them. They are not interested.
Yeah.
And I guess I should have realized that much more early when people were talking about how a man can become a woman. Right?
Yeah.
It was so bizarre. Like, no, he can't. And the facts are so clear about that. And people are asking, what is a woman? What's the deal?
Yeah.
I don't get that.
Yeah.
I'm confused, sir. I'll tell you what a woman is. She has female genitalia.
Right.
She has mammary glands that are consistent with a woman.
Yeah.
And she's X chromosomes.
Right.
She's the gender that gives birth.
Right.
And generally speaking, has a lot more estrogen than testosterone.
Right.
Okay. That's not that hard to define that.
Yeah.
But suddenly they're all so confused.
Yeah.
And but somebody telling these people, like, you are to believe this, that's a mission thing going on there.
Yeah.
That's not a truth thing at all.
Right.
And we know that because, and I guess I'll end this point here, but feel free to add. When people say, what's your truth? I respect your truth. And there are many truths out there.
Yeah.
No, not really.
Yeah.
Okay? And I don't accept the many truths. There may be different perspectives. I get that. Christians believe that Jesus died for his sins, for our sins, and he rose from the dead and he's our Savior. And Catholics believe that, but with a different twist. I believe I plead my ignorance about the differences.
Right.
But I know that both Christians and Catholics believe that.
Yeah.
And Jews don't believe that Jesus was a Savior. Okay.
Right.
There is a truth.
Yeah.
Whether it doesn't mean, but both cannot be true.
Right.
Right. But I admire them for pursuing their truth, as it were. But what they believe to be the truth. But they will accept the truth.
Yeah.
Right. And I will accept the truth too. We both have the sense that there is an answer out there.
Right.
And we'll find out when we die.
Yeah.
Okay? But there can't be two competing truths.
Right.
It can't be hot one day and also cold the same day.
Yeah.
At the same time, at least, in the same location. It's either or.
Right.
But this thing is where you can, it's cafeteria truthing, right? Like, oh, I like this truth. You have your truth.
Right.
That's not acceptable.
Yeah.
And I have to say, Christianity and Catholicism have been fantastic in this department. They've only been searching for the truth.
Right.
Especially when it comes to science. So look, there are some unknowables. We'll never know.
Right.
Right? I can believe that Jesus was a great wise man. I don't think he was a deity. Okay?
Right.
That's because I'm Jewish. But I can still respect it quite a bit. And we'll never know.
Right.
We'll both find out
Yeah.
when we die. I assume we'll find out.
Yeah.
But when it comes to everything else, like science in particular, the things we can know, the laws of gravity, the laws of physics and chemistry, things that are observable to us, we can study those things, and we can't say, well, I don't like the way the electron interacts with the neutron,
Right.
and the proton. I have a different view about this. No, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You can't argue that the speed of light is 186,000 miles per second.
Yeah.
You can't. You may not like it, but it is.
Yeah.
Okay. And now, and God bless the Christians, especially the monk Georges Lemaitre. He wanted truth, and he didn't accept the ongoing view of the static universe. And he said, no, there was a beginning.
Right.
He pursued the truth with a capital T, the one truth.
Yeah.
It was everyone else, the atheists, scientists among them, insisting that there was a static universe.
Right. And just to add to that, he pursued the truth by reasoning and facts.
Yes.
And those were his building blocks.
Yes.
These are my facts. If anyone is wrong, you can actually attack that. This is my reasoning. Maybe it's flawed. You can attack that in order to get to this truth. And scientific papers used to, I don't know if they do now, used to have that thinking involved. Where now for me, it's like nails on a chalkboard. I don't know if that's people understand that anymore. But when they say my truth, I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Tell me the facts. Tell me your reasoning. And this is what I've come to. And this is what I believe is true. Or this is what I know to be true because I saw it. But it's not your truth. If I witness you doing a podcast right now, it's not my truth. It's the truth. If you say, no, Devin, that's not happening,
right.
We can argue about the facts, but it's only one truth we're arguing about.
Right. Right. And we can talk about different things. Like I think I don't know. I like the color. I like the color. I don't know, red. Okay.
Yeah.
Not just because I'm conservative, but
yeah.
I like the color red.
Right.
It pleases me.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not a truth. It's a preference.
Yeah. Preference.
Right?
Yeah.
And you might like the color green. That's the way it works. Yeah. And no one's right. No one's wrong. Same thing with baseball teams or football teams. Okay. There is not one truth. Somebody will win the Super Bowl. I guess there's a truth there.
Yeah.
But who's to say whether the Patriots are better than the Cleveland Browns or whatever it might be? I just, who first of all, who cares?
Yeah.
Secondly, it's not a truth.
Yeah.
It's a preference. This is my team. I
Yeah.
like them. Just like I love my kids. I think they're the best kids in the world.
Yeah.
Okay. That happens to be the truth. So bad example.
That's the truth.
Yeah, there you go. Capital T.
They are great kids. Yeah.
But they really are great kids.
Yeah.
But I'm sure everyone else thinks their kids are great. That's fine. But it's not about truth here.
Yeah.
It's about how we associate more than anything else.
Right.
And that's the big difference here. And people, and one of the things I want to say, and this is the thing I want to leave off with, is that if you want a serious discussion, scientifically, logically, philosophically, the people who will be the best to engage with are devout Christians, devout Catholics, devout Jews, and for that, devout Mormons, for that matter.
Mormons are actually terrific.
They're
with
very,
their thinking.
very,
Yeah,
very
it's great.
solid.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure, connecting with them scientifically and otherwise.
Yeah.
They're very, very logical people. And, look, I know that they're very different in their belief system. I get that. I don't want to argue theology here, but I will say that all those groups I just mentioned, Catholics, Christians, Jews, and Mormons, we are very analytical people.
Yeah.
But the people who are the least analytical are the godless ones.
Yeah.
And the reason why is that truth does not matter in godlessness. It just doesn't. And I know you think it does, my friends, but it doesn't.
Right.
If you're an atheist and you think truth matters, I ask you why. Why does truth matter to you? It shouldn't matter to you. All that should matter to you is how you navigate through chaos.
Yeah.
There is no reason for you to research, to find out the nature of the stars, to find out the perfect explanation for gravity. It's not necessary.
Yeah.
You're here for only, 80 years, 90 years?
Yeah.
That's basically the shelf life of anybody living on the planet. And if you really think there is no God, what do you care?
Yeah.
Who cares about philosophy, truth or otherwise? Who are you going to pass that on to?
Right.
What does it matter?
Yeah.
You should be just like a polar bear or a giraffe or a bear for that matter, just kind of moving about life and doing what you have to do to survive.
Yeah.
Scrounge for food, protect your young for the 6 months that they're with you, and then avoid getting eaten yourself.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And mate, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And why is that? There's no truth involved in that.
Yeah.
It's just survival.
Right.
Why? Why is that? Where does truth come into that?
Yeah.
And that's why they're not interested in analyzing with you. What they are interested in is feeling good.
Yeah.
And so it's like with low-hanging fruit or something bright and shiny. And this man, whether it's Graham Platner or AOC or Bernie Sanders, who say things with great passion, and while all they're promising you is a sense of mission, just remember that. They're not offering you truth at all.
No.
All right. I think we said enough about that.
Yeah.
Spencer Pratt is running against your girlfriend, Karen Bass.
He's been so mean to her. Oh, I've had to have a lot of hugs with her. He's been mean.
Man, I do realize that if Karen Bass loses, and by the way, we're speaking on a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
We don't know whether Spencer Pratt is going to win more than 50% or less.
Right.
We don't know.
No.
But my guess is that Karen Bass and Spencer Pratt will be in the runoff. They'll be the top two vote getters, and the councilwoman won't have very much at all.
Ramen. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So it'll be Karen Bass and Spencer Pratt. I know that's going to disappoint you because you really do want Karen Bass.
Yeah.
Are you over that relationship, by the way?
I am not. She is. That's how we established it. You know.
That's right.
Yeah.
Good therapy.
Yeah.
May I recommend Graham Platner as therapist?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She said my love was like the Palisade. She's just going to burn it down.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
Too soon? Oh, yeah.
I think it is too soon. Well, she's got a lot of explaining to do, Lucy.
Yeah.
As it were, she really presided over the worst disaster. I mean, the things that she didn't do.
Yeah.
More importantly, is so breathtaking. There's so. Where do you start? Right? Is it the lack of water in the fire hydrants? Is it being in Ghana at the time of the fire, deciding to go there while the fires are beginning? Is it not having the firefighters respond correctly? I mean, there's so many things that went wrong. And then, of course, the fire, how it started in the first place, they didn't even bother to go finish the job.
Yeah.
Because the fire actually had started a week earlier, and it was just kind of simmering below the ground, and it could have easily been stomped out. But because of all sorts of cutbacks, and they decided, don't bother.
Yeah.
And here we are with the greatest fire disaster in California history.
Yeah.
God knows how many billions were lost, right?
Yeah.
So very frustrating.
Yeah.
Don't know what to say about that. And Karen Bass, I wish you well, but I got a feeling that if she's going to lose, Devin will be very disappointed.
Despondent.
Yes,
yeah.
despondent.
Yeah.
Despondent like you were when you learned that the founding fathers of our great nation didn't, in fact, communicate to each other in rap music style.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
it's not
yeah.
like Hamilton after all.
Damn.
Yes.
Damn. Yeah.
I know. I initially thought these guys were cool.
Yeah.
But they did not even sing to each other musically. They did not sing to each other at all.
It was such a waste.
Big disappointment.
What the revolution could have been if everyone was singing
right.
as we fought. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about your, I guess, Iran we need to talk about because
Okay.
I want to make sure we talk about that.
Yeah.
Iran, you've had this, will there be a resolution? Will there not be a resolution? Going back and forth. And I've said before, I don't think it's going to be.
Yeah.
And so far I'm right.
Yeah.
I mean, it could happen tonight for all I know. But I don't think there's going to be.
Yeah.
Because Trump knows that you cannot trust the Iranian leadership for one thing. Secondly, who is the Iranian leadership?
Right.
They're just not there.
Yeah.
Who do you negotiate with?
Yeah.
So you can negotiate with somebody, yeah, sure, but how do you enforce that?
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't the leader of Iran. You made a deal with the wrong person, sir. Okay, now we'll blow you out of the sky. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's quite I wouldn't want to be Trump in this particular situation, although I think Trump knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
I really do. Now, people, by the way, no doubt people are yelling at the podcast, what about Trump?
Yeah.
Aren't you following him blindly because it feels good to follow him? Okay, the answer is no. I've disagreed with him on more than a couple of issues.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
I think he's a great leader.
Yeah.
Compared to all I have to go on is the other leaders that we've had, particularly other presidents. And I think he's been a damn fantastic leader.
Yeah.
And he doesn't care what you think. I love him because I think he's effective.
All right.
But I think he goes with the truth. I don't think that he's done anything that has harmed the nation. On the contrary, I think he's only elevated the status of the nation. I think he's a great chess player.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me somebody who's better.
Right.
But it's not about mission. He's not giving me a mission.
No.
He's making America great again.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to offer that as a slogan to him.
That would be a good one.
Yeah.
I like that slogan a lot.
I wonder if it does that spell out an acronym of some kind that could be easily yelled out? MAGA. Yeah.
MAGA.
It would be MAGA. Yeah.
Make
And you're welcome, people.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It works. It definitely works. Yeah.
Trademark, Barak Lurie, 2026. All right. So here we go. So I think that's going to be a very interesting dynamic. Part of me feels like he's just revving up for another attack.
Yeah.
Frankly, I would like that. I know that Israel would like that too.
Yeah.
Israel, in the meantime, is attacking Hezbollah.
Nice.
And I know there are forces in Iran saying, okay, the only way we'll agree to anything is if you also stop Israel from attacking Hezbollah in southern Lebanon. And Trump is not saying that he's going to do that.
Yeah.
He's not going to tell him to stop.
Right.
I think Trump understands Israel needs to do what it needs to do.
Yeah.
People don't understand what it is to be Israel.
Yeah.
Imagine yourself, forget about countries for a second, okay? Imagine that you have marauders constantly attacking your house, throwing Molotov cocktails through your window, trying to set it on fire all the time, okay? Pouring, I don't know, deadly snakes through the chimney, and also shooting randomly into your house all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what do? You do two things. One is you fortify your house so rattlesnakes can't come in through the chimney, for one thing.
Right.
You make it fireproof. And all the other things I said before, that you can't have Molotov cocktails going there. Everything is preventing that. And then you also might say, you know what, we need to clear this house, around it so that we have a buffer zone of some kind.
Yeah.
And until you experience that, people, you don't get to say what that guy in the house is doing is somehow immoral.
Yeah.
Okay? He's got to take care of his house. He's protecting his own family.
Yeah.
Don't tell me what he should be doing from the comfort of your home where no one is trying to molest you one way or the other.
Right.
Okay? You guys don't know. And it's amazing the restraint that Israel does exercise, the morality with which it does proceed in its military endeavors. You guys don't know jack crap.
Yeah.
And I say that as somebody who has a son in the IDF.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, they act very morally. I'm very proud of him. I'm proud of his friends. I'm proud of his unit. I'm proud of Israel altogether.
Right.
It is the most moral army in the world. I mean, even America doesn't drop leaflets,
Yeah.
Before it bombs a particular area, taking away all the element of surprise.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
The things that Israel has to go through. So stop judging Israel. You don't know the truth. There's that word, that truth.
Yeah.
Capital T.
Yeah. And the shoe on the other foot thing too, where
Yeah.
Israel always, and for my entire lifetime with respect to the UN and so much propaganda, always has heightened scrutiny on whatever they do, but they never put the shoe on the other foot.
No.
For the enemies, the people who are blowing up cafes, who are doing suicide bombers, who are going to take out children. They never actually say, okay, so this is wrong, this is my truth, and
Right.
now let's judge by which one is closer to that truth and
Right.
which one's farther away.
Right.
They never actually have the whole picture. Let's do both sides, what this side's doing, what that side's doing, how they're doing it. And okay, if this is wrong, then let's apply that to both sides and then do what we should do. You know what I mean? Like yeah.
This has been the Devin Goodman podcast.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's a good point. I want to move on a little bit because we've talked about Cuba before.
Yeah.
A lot of things are kind of like falling by the wayside because of the primaries and everything else. But part of the reason why it's falling by the wayside is that they realize that Trump actually knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Cuba is falling apart.
Oh, yeah.
And I suspect that, within this year, something, monumental is going to happen in Cuba. Either Castro is going to leave or he's going to get arrested,
Yeah.
just like Maduro was, and the people might take over itself. It could be a fantastic result. We'll see.
Yeah.
I am worried, going back to Iran, that the people have not been able to take over Iran, especially with the leadership being taken out so badly. But it just goes to show how, look, we want the Iranian people to rise.
Right.
Okay, I think even Democrats want that. Okay, but doesn't this show a very important thing? Guns matter.
Yeah.
Okay, when the Iranian leadership took away all the guns of its people, they did so to prevent exactly the kind of uprising that they worry about.
Yeah.
And it's amazing that the self-assurance, the confidence, the sense of security that Americans have about themselves,
Yeah.
that we say to ourselves, yeah, we're going to keep our guns, thank you very much. If you government get out of hand, we have the right to rise up.
Yeah.
And thankfully, because of that great lesson and the great importance, it ends up being something that we really treasure.
Yeah.
And it actually helps us become the great country that we are.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
But now, this country, the Iranian people are not rising because they don't have the guns.
Yeah.
You want them to rise, I get that, but they can't really do it, can they?
No.
Not as easily. What are they going to use? Strangle people? Strangle the leadership? I got him.
Right. Yeah.
Strangle him. Now you strangle him. But he's got a gun. What? I've got my bare hands.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
No.
Funny.
Yeah.
All right. I feel like we need to talk about this very bizarre story of Jill Biden.
Yeah.
Now, she thought, and she's writing a book now,
Yeah.
and she's on a book tour. And she said that during the debate with Trump back in, I guess it was June of 2024, that she thought that Joe was having a stroke.
Oh, God.
Okay. And she's there on the sidelines, watching the whole thing.
Right.
If you think your husband is having a stroke, what would you do? I mean, your spouse is having a stroke. If you really think that, you go out on the stage and you say, whoa, hold on. call 911.
Yeah.
Okay. And instead, she continues on. I mean, this was, of course, devastating for the Democrat Party.
Yeah.
Had he had a stroke, people would say he's better now. Everything is all good. Instead, she let him continue, showing him to be completely incompetent.
Right.
And now there they are, with this very bad, they ended up with this very bad substitute, Kamala Harris.
Oh, God.
Ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, take a listen to what Jill has to say.
Were you horrified as you saw it unfold?
I wasn't horrified, I was frightened because I had never, ever seen Joe like that.
With the COVID, with dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden.
Before or since? Never.
Or since?
Yes, or
You've
since.
never seen him like
never.
that?
No.
What happened?
I don't know what happened. I mean, as I watched it, I thought, oh my God, he's having a stroke. And it scared me to death.
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the facts. And let me ask the crowd, what did Trump do? Why?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so I just wonder, why does she even bother talking about this? Why does she even mention this?
Yeah.
I mean, I understand she wasn't asked the question directly. What did you think when, did you think he was having a stroke?
Right.
And then I can understand her kind of volunteering it at that point. But here she's just bringing it out in the open for her book. When this happened, I thought he was having a stroke.
Yeah.
Is this not elder abuse?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, clearly it is. And she just wanted to be in the White House for another 4 years.
Yeah.
That's it. She wanted to be in the history records.
Right.
At some point, you got to give up.
Yeah.
You just got to say that this is not working. And for her to say this whole thing about, were you scared? And she's, well, not, what was it, terrified, she said?
Yeah.
No, I was frightened. Like, okay, not really that much of a difference.
Yeah.
And she said she was scared to death later on. Okay, well, that sounds like pretty terrified to me.
Right.
I don't know. What do you want from us, lady? Why are you bringing this up?
Yeah.
And I guess it's part of the whole autopsy business, but she doesn't seem to care about that.
Right.
The Democrats are very much into themselves.
Yeah.
And this is a party that's all about power. So if they only think about power, then they also only think about power individually,
right? Including
Jill Biden.
Yeah.
Jill Biden is about herself.
Yeah.
She wants to sell books. God knows why. Are you not rich enough? I mean, it's all about attention.
Yeah.
She wants you to read that. And this is, if anyone does read this now, and I'm sure a lot of Democrats will, then they're doing it just to kind of get into that particular thing. I thought he was having a stroke. And then they want to study her as a psychopath.
Right.
More than somebody who's, a tender person, tending to her husband, a kind person, a compassionate person. That's not going to come out
right
at this point. So what are you trying to get at?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And if your husband is having a stroke and he's driving the car on the interstate 75 miles an hour.
Yeah.
He's in charge of the country.
Yes.
But this is one of the, maybe it's because they don't want to actually talk about what I think is the most significant thing about the Democrats' choices during that last election cycle was Kamala was not nominated.
Right.
She was appointed.
That was among the many problems of that.
Yeah. And that's such a big deal where it's that is so against what the Democrats purport that is their truth and what they believe in.
Well, it's funny because during the autopsy, and we talked about this last week, the autopsy of the Democrat loss, they didn't really talk about that aspect of the coronation aspect that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
They talked about a lot of other things. Media buys were not right. Okay, fine. Listen, you guys don't want to admit to why the country divorced you, so to speak. You're going to make the same mistakes.
Yeah.
It's like the alcoholic, well, she left me because I didn't always listen to her, or I didn't get her the car that she wanted, or I didn't, agree with, her about the drapes.
Yeah.
Isn't that pathetic on her part?
Yeah.
Could it be that she left you because you're a raging alcoholic and you beat her all the time?
Yeah.
Okay. How about that?
Yeah.
And that's the equivalent of what's going on here. And they don't want to see that.
Yeah.
They want to lie to themselves.
Yeah.
They're not interested in, there's the word again, truth, right?
No.
Like a capital T.
Yeah.
These are fools, just fools. And what's also interesting, last comment I want to say about this is that she said she never saw him like that before or since. So an amazing coincidence, people,
right?
That you saw him in this state. Apparently something akin to a stroke. It looked like a stroke if it wasn't an actual stroke.
Right.
And you just happened to witness exactly that moment.
Yeah.
Like, okay. It's like a liar who gets caught on camera lying big time. And then you get to say, I've never lied before and I never lied since. Like, we just happened to see you on national TV lying for that one time.
Right.
Same thing here.
Yeah.
It really stretches the ability to believe anything that this woman says.
Right.
Anyway, she doesn't realize how she's just digging her own, her grave. I mean, her social grave, I should say.
Right.
Her legacy grave. And I don't even know who wants to buy this book. I said Democrats presumably will buy this book, but why would they?
Yeah.
Why would you want to? I don't get that. I mean, unless you have some sort of gloating aspect to it. Maybe Republicans will buy this book.
Right.
Like, because they want to see, this, what is it, rubbernecking when you see an accident, right? You kind of enjoy maybe you don't enjoy it, but you want to see it.
Right.
And this train crash that was the Democrat 2024 election, I kind of want to see it, I guess.
Yeah.
So people are not going to, the people that you think are going to buy it are not going to buy it, and they're not going to buy it for the reasons why you think that they're buying it. They're not interested in you.
Yeah.
You're going to make yourself look like an idiot.
Oh, completely.
Right. Enough about Jill Biden. All right, now, so I guess we'll move on to this other topic, which is an important one.
Yeah.
You've heard about this Delaney Hall, New Jersey, ICE protests?
Oh, yeah.
So they're going in there, and this is the same place I think that they want to convert into a detention center for Zionists, those terrible Zionists, and castrate them because, they're all pedophiles apparently.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I think it's very interesting when they talk about Zionists. Just an aside, we'll get back to Delaney Hall in a second.
Right.
But when they say, well, I'm not against Jews, I'm just against Zionists.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? I make a clear distinction. Guess what?
Yeah.
Okay. Zionism, the belief in Israel as a country, is one of the three major tenets of Judaism.
Yeah.
Right? Love of Israel, love of the Jewish people, love of the Torah.
Yeah.
Those are the three major tenets.
Yeah.
But just take away one of them. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
It's like telling a Christian, you can believe that he died for your sins. You can believe that he died on the cross, rather, and you can believe he was put into the cave, but don't believe that he rose again.
Yeah.
Just take that out.
Yeah.
But otherwise you're good to go.
Yeah. Believe God is trans.
Yes.
And you're good.
Oh yeah, but that too. Yeah. That's another story.
Yeah.
That's what it's like. It's like telling to tell a Jew that Israel shouldn't matter. You just be a Jew.
Yeah.
We're cool with that.
Yeah.
Which are not really, but nevertheless, this pretense that somehow it's only about Israel.
Right.
And God forbid. And if you like Israel, then you're
Yeah.
I'm a Zionist. You're a Zionist. Everyone who's a Jew is a Zionist.
Right.
And there are many Christian Zionists.
Yeah.
And I have no problem with that phrase. They want and believe in the reality and need for Israel to be a Jewish state.
Right.
God bless them.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So many idiots out there.
Yeah.
So anyway, Delaney Hall, the New Jersey ICE protest. So it got pretty ugly, not surprising. And you've got this one comment from, this guy that decided he's going to get into the face of one of these ICE agents.
Yeah.
And take a listen to what transpired. Here you go.
I'll kill your whole fucking family! Your whole fucking family's dead! Come on! Children, your wife, all dead! Put it! My boy! I have your face, motherfucker! You're dead! Dead! Boys to back up and put your stick down, because I'm about that life. You say come on? You said come on, right? Yeah, it's small now. Put this stick down. Tell your boys to back up. I'm about that life, my boy.
All right. I don't think that was nice for him to say that.
No, that's not very nice. That's not compassionate. No.
Compassionate for not. I mean, this video speaks for itself.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. And again, Democrats, I know you like the mission.
Yeah.
I get that. But you understand that this guy's a Democrat.
Yeah.
For sure, right? He's definitely not a believer in God.
Right.
I'm comfortable with that. I'm going to go off on a ledge on that one.
Yeah.
If he does purport to be a Christian, he is somebody that is born Christian at best.
Yeah.
Maybe he was baptized. That doesn't make you a Christian. You know that.
No.
And I don't think he has any Christ or God in his heart whatsoever.
No.
Okay. So why do you hang out with these people? This is the people that you're associating with.
Yeah.
Now, what I find amazing is that this guy apparently doesn't know the law. He's going to get arrested.
Yeah.
They actually have a video of him. I mean, it's right there.
Right.
You can see this guy. They can find him. He's going to get arrested.
Yeah.
I'll kill your whole effing family, your children, your wife, all dead. I have your face.
Yeah.
That's pretty threatening.
Pretty explicit.
Okay? I will do this.
Yeah.
And are we supposed to not take him seriously?
Yeah.
We know what happens when you don't take violent people like him at their word.
Yeah.
To say nothing of leaders who say the same thing. So this is the atmosphere that we're seeing in the country.
Yeah.
And I'd like to hear comments from people, whether, especially if you're on the left, whether you think this is productive in any way.
Yeah.
I mean, do you denounce it?
Yeah.
Right? Well, how does it work for you? Like, so you don't like the results of the election. I get that.
Yeah.
But Trump said he's going to engage in a massive deportation program. He was not cagey about it. He didn't lie about it like Tellerico is definitely lying about his particular beliefs.
Right.
But put Tellerico aside. I don't care. Trump said you're going to see the biggest deportation program America has ever witnessed.
Yeah.
And he's doing that.
Yeah.
You don't like it. I get it. You want to help these illegal aliens in this country, and even apparently the criminal ones. You can do that, but you can't do it illegally.
Yeah.
Okay. The way it works is you got the power of the vote, and then you just have to wait.
Yeah.
Okay. You just have to say better luck next time.
Right.
I understand. You understand that if a Democrat becomes president in 2028, and God forbid they take control of the Senate and the House, okay, we know that the country is going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
But we're not going to blow up the presidency. We're not going to blow up. We're not going to engage in violence.
No.
Because we don't like this.
Right.
They think it's okay. They think democracy works only when their man is voted into the White House or to the Senate or the Congress. That's their definition.
Only when they win.
Only when they win.
Yeah.
Then democracy is wonderful.
Yeah. Then it exists.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's all funny because lost in all this conversation is that they call Trump a fascist. But it's not that. It's that when they win, it's democracy. When they lose, it's fascism.
Yeah.
It's never democracy when we win.
Right.
That they can't fathom that.
No.
Now, I'm just surprised. I guess this is one thing I'm surprised about. I'm surprised there's so many young people that can actually do this. Isn't the birth rate supposed to be like 1.4 or something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
Why are these? I mean, maybe these are the only same. Maybe you're seeing the same people over and over again. There are obviously some young people.
Yeah.
But I suspect that you see the same people. I actually started looking at videos.
Yeah.
Like this, of course, during demonstrations. And so I see the demonstrations against ICE, BLM, right?
Yeah.
Anti-Israel things as well, global warming protests.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's more than a couple of others. But I started kind of paying attention. I noticed similar faces, the same faces.
Yeah.
And that can be one of two things. One is that they're paid protesters and they're cleaning up by going to as many protests as possible.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter because chances are that they believe in all this crap.
Right.
And I'm guessing this guy who yelled probably also believes that we're about to drown under multiple hundreds of feet of water because of global warming.
Yeah.
I'm guessing also that he thinks Israel is an apartheid, genocidal nation.
Yeah.
Colonialist as well. I'm guessing all those things, and I think I'm right about it. I'd be very surprised if I was wrong.
Right.
If this guy somehow Israel's an awesome country. They deserve their own. The Jewish people deserve their own country just like anyone else.
Yeah.
Why does Israel get to be it can't be the only Jewish country? Why can't you leave them alone?
Right.
I'm sure this guy is not saying it.
Yeah.
Anyway, can't wait for his arrest.
Yeah.
Okay, so another thing is, so we hear, speaking about people who are very violent, you've got AOC.
Yeah.
I just love AOC because she's always got something to say, stupid to say.
Yeah.
And it always comes out. All right, so you may have heard about Sarah McBride. Okay, this is she's a transvestite. She wants to call herself a transgender, whatever. But she's a man. No, he's a man.
Right.
Pretending to be a woman. He's a congressman.
Yeah.
And he's going to be loud and proud about where he stands on the transgender issue.
Yeah.
So AOC is now, of course, supporting him.
Yeah.
Check out how she responds to him, okay, about all the issues about how she expects him to fight for transgender rights.
I am the only voice they have in Congress.
I want to respect your story and how you want to handle this for yourself, but I also want to clock these motherfuckers. It is really important for people to see you have power.
First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. 50 years ago they ignored us. 20 years ago they laughed at us. Now they're fighting us. Soon we win.
Yeah. No, we're still laughing at you.
Yeah.
The funny thing is that you think that they're not laughing at you.
Yeah.
We more importantly, we feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
When I see such a person, I'm not laughing at them. Really, I'm not. I feel sorry for them. They are at war with themselves.
Yeah.
How would you like that?
Yeah.
I feel sorry for them the same way that I feel for somebody who's got cancer in his body.
Yeah.
Because cancer is a war within oneself.
Yeah.
Right? They're fighting something there. And unfortunately for this transgender person, he's fighting something within his own brain.
Yeah.
It's constantly clashing. The reality of who he is versus the fantasy of who he wants to be.
Yeah.
That's not a good clash.
No.
So he can talk all he wants about how, that now they're laughing at us and we're going to change the world and all that stuff. Dude, you are, no one's thinking of you the way that you think that they're thinking of you.
Yeah.
Sad.
It really is.
And AOC saying this, I want to clock these mother effers.
Yeah.
Why? Why is it always violence with you?
Yeah.
And the same thing with a guy who protested in front of Delaney Hall, right? His love language, as it were, is violence.
Yeah.
I know where you are. I got your picture of you. I'm going to kill your family. That's what he said.
Yeah.
And why is AOC any different here?
Yeah.
I want to clock these mother effers. If she's saying it, isn't she giving permission? A permission structure at the very least to say, well, AOC says I want to clock them. I'm going to clock them.
Yeah.
And if I get caught, she won't be able to say, hey, I didn't mean it. I meant, fighting them at the ballot box and fighting them by legislation and so on.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
You used clock these mother effers.
Yeah.
People take your words at their face value.
Right. Yeah.
All right, more violence. No, it's fine. You heard about this fund that Trump wanted to create for, I think it was $1.776 billion.
Yeah.
1.776. That sounds like a number that we'll be celebrating pretty soon. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, they wanted to create a fund for the purpose of, allowing people to get compensation for being wrongly attacked.
Yeah.
And for the warfare, the lawfare that was used against them. And people, wow, that means that some people from January 6th who, fought with police will be able to get compensated.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Okay, there are a lot of criminals that are wrongly abused in jails.
Yeah.
They don't sign up to be murdered in jail.
No.
They may have committed the crime, yes, but sentencing is a sentencing. They're not there to be raped. They're not there to be beaten up constantly.
Yeah.
And they get to, complain to the government.
Yeah.
Okay, well, why can't they do this here through this special fund?
Right.
And it was going to be like 5 people evaluating these things. And then these people complain. They complain about this, but they don't complain about all the daycare centers in Minnesota.
Yeah.
That somehow was totally cool.
Right.
Or the nursing homes in California and all the COVID relief fraud otherwise going on. They're cool with that. But that suddenly they say, oh, well, where are the safeguards?
Yeah.
Maybe somebody who committed violence on January 6th will get compensated for that.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, it hasn't happened. Secondly, there are a lot of people who were wrongly arrested and accused of things that they never did. And then even if they did something, they never got a trial.
Yeah.
I think they're entitled to some sort of compensation.
Yeah.
It's just so basic. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
All right. That is the issue with the fund. But people are always surprised. They don't like anyone going after the money that reflects how poorly that they behaved.
Right.
They want to be able to just complain about what you're doing.
Yeah.
When you're actually showcasing it. Anyway, there's this great Babylon Bee. Just the title alone says it.
Yeah.
Newsom designates California a sanctuary state for fraud.
Yeah.
Like, you want to commit your fraud? You come here.
Yeah.
We'll protect you. You can enjoy sanctuary. And it's not a surprise because California recently passed the Anti-Nick Shirley Act. Have you heard of this?
Yeah.
They actually called it that.
Yeah.
So what is it? If you expose fraud like Nick Shirley did,
yeah,
then that itself is a crime.
That is so bad. Yeah.
Gosh. So the citizen cannot. What about journalism?
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that the whole point? So Watergate, if somebody exposed that, they in turn would be criminalized?
Yeah.
Or is it only when Republicans or conservatives are exposing liberal or Democrat things?
Yeah.
I want to understand the logic here.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's one way to respond to your massive fraud problem, California.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Yeah.
What are they going to do about this?
Yeah.
To explain all this and break it down for us, we turn to our correspondent in Los Angeles, Devin Goodman.
There's no way it'll stand up in the courts. It's just got to get there, and they're going to delay it as much as possible. But the fact is, the most short-sightedness is they think they're going to be in power for the rest of eternity.
Yes.
And it will be used against you. Like, put Republicans in, you'll get the Republicans who are down with fraud, and they'll just commit it left and right.
Right.
And that's not what you don't want the rules being against you. You want it to be fair because you want it to be fair for both sides. Because Republicans are not going to never have power in California. There will be a change.
Yeah, I understand. But I think I said this last week or maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I think, and it's a bold statement.
Yeah.
I think the Democrats have maybe 2 more Democrat presidents in the future.
Yeah. And
then they're done.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm being generous too. I think they may have only 1 left. Yeah. Especially if the illegal immigration borders and if that holds.
Yeah.
Excuse me. The gerrymandering holds.
Yeah.
That is going to hold. The voter ID thing holds.
Yeah.
And then the mail-in ballot, if that holds also. If we get those things, and we got 2 of them already, they're holding.
Yeah.
If we do that, then it's game over for the Democrats.
Yeah.
At least for the platforms that they now hold.
Right.
With the massive regulations and the high taxes and the transgender this and DEI that.
Yeah.
No, they're done as that kind of party.
Yeah.
But I think they may be done altogether. There's only so much that you can take it. Certain companies last forever.
Yeah.
I mean, there was TWA lasted for a long, long time until it didn't.
Yeah.
it just got too messy in its financials and didn't like kind of figure out what it needed to do to progress.
Right.
And it filed for bankruptcy.
Yeah.
No more TWA. Same thing with Pan Am.
Yeah.
These are really ancient airlines. And I'm not even talking like Spirit Airlines, and so they had very, relatively short lifespans. But things work until they don't.
Right.
And a party is not guaranteed a forever situation. And look, I know that many people have predicted the demise of this party or that party. That's the end of the Republican Party. That's the end of the Democrat Party. But I am saying that if these trends continue, if they continue on with their failure to analyze just even the loss of an election like 2024, which they did fail to analyze, they can't continue on.
Yeah.
That's it. Bottom line. It happened in Israel.
Right.
There's no more Labor Party to speak of. I mean, there was a tiny fraction. Like I said, they're the equivalent of the Green Party in Israel now. It's all conservative now. Different forms of conservative parties, yes, but they're conservatives. And I think that's what's going to happen in America. Right. In Israel, you don't have a gerrymandering problem. In Israel, you don't have ballot harvesting and in mail-in ballots and lack of voter ID, and you definitely don't have illegal immigration.
Right.
People just can't swarm the border and then say, "Oh, I've landed here and now I'm a citizen," and such like that. They can't do that.
Yeah.
So it's a slower burn for the Israeli Liberal Party. A faster burn for the Israeli Liberal Party. But America will follow the same road, and I think the leaders of the Democrats realize it.
Yeah.
And on top of that is the whole demographic shift.
Right.
Right. I mean, the religious folk and the conservative folks are the ones having babies, and the liberals are not.
Yeah.
So what do you expect? How do you think that's going to play out?
Yeah.
That's a bad business model.
Right.
Let's have fewer kids and hope to have more votes.
Yeah.
Right. It reminds me of the episode in The Simpsons where Bart is not doing well in this advanced class.
Yeah.
And so they send him to a remedial class, and they're going much slower because they want him to be the right speed.
Right.
And he says, so let me get this straight. We're going to go at a much slower speed than the advanced class, and somehow we're going to catch up to them. And the teacher's like, yeah. Same thing here.
Right.
You're going to have fewer babies, and you expect to have more votes?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Yeah.
Interesting. I actually have a lot of confidence in America that we're going to be more religious, that we're going to be more conservative.
Yeah.
I like those odds. I'll take those odds any day now. So I know I'm saying bold things, but it's the way it's going to be. Okay. I think I'm going to end it there because it's so much to talk about, but I'm really impressed with some of the things that are going on. I think the Iranian war is going to end in a very positive way. I applaud Trump for playing the diplomatic game. Let's see if we actually have some sort of resolution. I want that resolution to be no leadership, no control of Iran by this autocratic, despotic leadership of Iran right now. We'll just have to see.
Yeah.
I trust his instincts. I could be wrong, but I like what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Barak Lurie signing off saying, God bless, be strong, and we'll talk with you next week.